Hey, I'm Mark Tremonti,
Eric Friedman.
Garrett Whitlock.
Wolf Van Halen.
and you're watching Guitar Shop TV. The reason I want to do this in the first place is because I have, as a songwriter, I've been writing songs since I was 11 years old, and I see ideas just kind of stockpiling and sitting around and not seeing the light of day. And a lot of the ideas that would never seem to make it on albums were some of the heavier stuff, some of the stuff that was more rooted in speed metal and thrash, the stuff that I really loved as a kid. And the first thing that we started pulling out were some of those licks that didn't work with Alterbridge or Creed. And I'd kind of sit down with my laptop and pull out ideas for the guys and play them ideas. And if it was a mid-tempo kind of thing, they'd be like, yeah, that's cool. If I played something else heavy, that's it. So these guys really helped push it to get, heavier as well. And but it's still, I think it's a well-rounded record. It's not just a metal record or anything. It's still melody-driven, song-driven, but it just has some of the more of the metal root in there. I've actually worked with Eric on showing him ideas more than anybody in my life, even Miles and Scott Stapp. Eric has more patience than anybody I've known to sit there when I have my laptop out and I could be like, here's my 2,000 ideas, let's sit through them, and it's always good to have a sounding board. Like if I play an idea, I can see the reaction in him or anybody else I play ideas for, and it lets me know, it reconfirms that idea is good or not. So we've done that for years and years and years. I met him at a NAMM convention probably 15 years ago, and he was the obvious choice. We've always wanted to do something together. And way back, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, they had a band started called Submersed, and the record label that Creed was on, I had approached them and said, you got to check this band out, and if you sign them, I'd love to get in there and help in the production side of things. And so me and Kurt Kelsey co-produced the record. I don't know how to turn knobs or anything, like engineer anything. I just was kind of sitting there giving my opinion on songs. But
It was awesome.
It was fun, and Garrett was the drummer in Submersed, and that's how we first met. He tried out for the band. I think there was, 10 drummers or whatnot. He got the gig.
Yeah, it was pretty much instantaneous.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, so he's a badass on the drums, right, G-Rot? We call him G-Rot. I met Wolfgang at he probably doesn't much more than that. When he was a kid. When he was a kid, we were playing Madison Square Garden, and he was with his mom in the hallway, and I don't know if we actually officially met. I think I just walked by him, but his dad gave me a guitar that day, and I was standing with the guitar, and Eddie had the wife and kid in the car, and was cool enough to get out of the car, walk through all these fans and press to come over to me and say, hey man, the bar, you should take off one of the springs or something. That's how I set mine up. All right, give me a hug, and walked out. But that was the first time I had seen him, and years and years and years. Yeah, you were tiny.
I happened to be in New Jersey, and they called me up at like 8:30 or 2 nights ago, and he was like, you want to come down? And I was like, sure. Well, I have all my gear. So I headed over, and soon enough, we were rehearsing at midnight.
We're all waiting.
Next day, we had a show.
We're all waiting outside, and we see this white pickup truck show up with 2 huge road cases in the back with Van Halen on the side. I can only imagine what people down the street were going. And Wolfie's sitting there with his arm out the side.
Favorite guitar I've ever played. It does everything I need it to do. And at first, I wanted a guitar that had a lot of weight to it. PRS guitars at the time were all double cutaways, didn't have as much bulk to them, and the pickups were wound for more of a blues kind of sound, like a rounder sound. And I really wanted that hard, that real precise tone in my pickups. So we, after just being picky, they sent me about 3 guitars, and after I finally said, it's just not working for me, they said, why don't we develop your own signature model? So being picky really got me one of the best things I've ever gotten in my career, and that still to this day, I love it. There's 2 different versions of it. There's the one with the bar, and there's one without the bar on it, and I use them both equally as much.
Very cool.
I'm not a huge pedal guy, but I've got a Morley wah pedal that's kind of my security blanket. When I'm playing solos, if I don't have that, I feel totally exposed, and that's kind of that's my spinach, that pedal. I've fallen in love recently with the Dunlop Univibe. It's one of my favorite pedals of all time. I've got a T-Rex phaser pedal that I love as well. Some pedals that I've recently come across that I love are the G-Lab delay, the delay and the reverb. At home in my studio, I put those delays on my favorite amps. And I just today had them send me out 2 more so I can try using them live. But that's about it for pedals for me. Want to talk about your pedals?
Yeah, I pretty much just have a real simple setup. I use the EVH rig at the 5153s, and I just have a Dunlop wah pedal on there. I have the Line 6 delay. I like having the 4 different settings and the tap tempo and all that, and a flanger. And that's pretty much it. A tuner pedal. I've got this new Univibe. I don't know what kind of. I don't even know what it is. It's got a picture of Jimi Hendrix on it. What kind of vibe?
I don't think it's officially out yet. I think they had sent it out to us to check it out, and it sounds just like the other Univibes, just in a different casing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. It's a lot smaller, easy to fit on the pedal board, but that's pretty much it. Just straight to the board, right into my rig, and it's pretty much fail-proof so far.
What kind of guitars are you using?
I'm playing PRS as well. I love the McCartys, and more recently for the Tremonti stuff, I've been playing a baritone. They actually made him. It was kind of a one-off, but it's got all the USA stuff in it, and it just sounds incredible. He hates the color of it. It's blue jean, but I love it. And
I was just gonna have it sent back and have it sanded down and painted black.
it's a beautiful finish. But yeah, I play the PRS stuff. I pretty much stay on the same channel, on channel 2 on the EVH, the whole time. And for the set, I just change my pickups from neck, bridge, and in between. And I'm always rolling back the volume to go clean. That's why I like the McCarty. It's got a great kind of a chameleon vibe to it. It can do pretty much everything. But got a couple of those. With the Creed stuff, I play a PRS mandolin, which is awesome, and Taylor acoustics.
Awesome. Very cool. And Wolf, what are you playing out of?
Right now, I'm playing 2 custom basses that Chip Ellis, the guy who did all the Frankenstein replicas and stuff like that. But that's all I'm really using right now, and I'm playing it through the Fender Super Bassman amp, which is so amazing.
There's a site called TremontiProject.com that has all the tour dates, merchandising. My brother Dan had a brilliant idea of creating a T-shirt for every single song on the album. So when we go to a concert, yeah, he's a great designer. So when we go to a show and we see 50 of the same song, you know that's going to be a good night for that song. So, but it has all the tour dates, all the merchandising, and just all. I think we're filming every day all this stuff.
Content.
All the stuff on the band and in the bus and all the stuff you don't usually see, not just the performances. So people can kind of have it's our little get to know the Kardashians type of thing.
Without the boobs and buns.
Without all the suck.
Very cool.